Okay, hey y'all, it's Voluptuously Skinny and I'm here with my post-out week 146 update. And so y'all see I've got all my ladies around me. Y'all, this is my BGR group, y'all, and this is not even everybody, but this is 4th of July, and y'all see they are so dedicated. They are out here and they are doing the doggone thing. But these are the group of ladies that keep me going, y'all, and y'all know I just completed a 50 miler, and we have my pacer over here, right here, Katie. She had never even ran, y'all, 16 miles before. She didn't tell me that till after the fact. So I'm so excited. And then we had some crew members over here. We got Tamika over here, who's one of my crew members. And then as always, we got my girls that supported me. And then we got some new girls. We got Priscilla and Gabe and Kim. They always just supporting and encouraging all of us. And then we got Rondalyn and Veronica. Ooh la la, muy caliente. So I just wanted to let y'all see what brings me to my happy place, because y'all know I go through a lot of stuff. Ooh, y'all don't make me cry.
Don't make me cry.
They know I cry on YouTube. But y'all, this is my happy place, and these are my happy people right here. They make me happy. So I just wanted y'all to see that, and I will give y'all more updates a little bit later. Peace out, babies. Hey y'all, so it's been a few days since I made that video, so now I'm here with my full update, and I'm trying to speak louder. I think that I did get some feedback saying that the volume was too low, and I think what is happening is that I am covering up the microphone, and then also just from my voice not being as strong, sometimes it doesn't carry as well anymore. So I'm going to try to do better, and y'all let me know if the sound is better. Also, when Dion records for me, sometimes his fingers will cover up the microphone and you won't be able to hear me hardly at all. So my update, let me give you my stats first. I was 370 pounds in July of 2015 when I decided that I needed to do something a little bit more serious, be a little more serious about getting this weight off and keeping it off forever. And so in September of that same year, I decided to go in for the gastric sleeve, and at that time I weighed 330 pounds. Currently I am 145 pounds, and I will explain that because I know it is quite a bit down from the 152 from last week. No, I'm not dieting, but I'll tell you what happened. So as far as protein and carbs, my carbs were up super high because I was training for the 50 miler, and not necessarily training, I was going to run the 50 miler. So my carbs were up, and they were between about 350, 380, and 400. And my protein was around, I think it was 85 to 90, maybe a little higher than that per day. So, anywho, and then I'll try to remember to talk about that because I have nothing written down. I'm just here about to talk. So as far as my weight is concerned, you guys, I ran 50 miles in a run. I did a ultra marathon. Now I've increased the distance from my last run ultra marathon from 31 miles to 50 miles, and I made it. It took me 9 hours 51 minutes and 49 seconds to finish that 50 miles. And I'm gonna tell you, halfway in between, well, there was a 3 loops distance that we had to do, 3 loops of 16.555 miles. And after that second loop was finished, or almost finished, I was thinking, man, was I dumb to take on this endeavor? But nonetheless, I persevered and I finished, y'all. 50 miles. Can you believe it? 50 miles, yes. So anyway, I'm actually up from the end of that distance. I ran that distance going in. It was a midnight run. So we started midnight June 30th and went into July 1st. And so I finished at almost 10 o'clock that next morning. Right before I ran that week, my official weight, I was 152. And right before I ran that morning, I was about 151, 152, somewhere about the same place. Well, when I finished that run, you guys, and got home and weighed myself, I was 140 pounds. I dropped 12 pounds during that race. 12 pounds of fluid. That is insane. And I'm finally looking better, especially around my eyes. Y'all, my eyes were so sunken in here where my eyelids were, and I'm oily, but here I was so sunken in, and I'm still looking a little bit kind of you know, like I need to get some of my face and stuff back, but my face is still looking a little bit thin from that race. So that's why I'm down 145, but I'm trying to get my fluids back up so my face can puff back out a little bit more, and so my body looks a little bit better. The crazy thing is that, I mean, my muscle definition has been on and popping. It's been like for real popping out. I don't even know if you can see it. I don't want to. Let me see. Let me see if y'all can. I know y'all see my skin, but muscle definition has been popping. Yep. But anyway, y'all, crazy. So, but I'm trying to get those fluids back in me. So I've been eating. And I have been drinking. Not drinking, but drinking water, Gatorade, anything that I can get to rehydrate my body. I'm taking L-glutamine for gut health and to repair my muscle mass, and just working on getting my body back in order from that 50 miles, because that was a booger. That was something else. One of the things that I noticed during the race is that it was hard to fuel myself. You know, as Barry athletes, we're really trying to work on, and my nutritionist is trying to work on trying to find something that we can utilize in order to make sure that we can fuel ourselves to accomplish these continuous goals, especially as it relates to exercise and fitness and those type of things. And so I struggled a bit with fuel, and I think that that's what slowed me down too in the end, because I was looking to finish between 8 and 9 hours, and so it slowed me down quite a bit, or at least probably 20 to 30 minutes faster than what I finished, because I couldn't fuel myself as well as I needed to, and so I drank a lot of Gatorade during those 50 miles. Trying to make sure that I stayed hydrated, and also trying to get the carbs that I needed in for energy. But I did get a little weak because I was just exhausted from having, you know, not enough fuel. I fueled pretty well for the first 16 miles, but by the time, I'd say for the first 12 miles, by the time I got to the 12th mile, I could tell my stomach was getting full and it wasn't going to hold any more solid foods. I took a bite out of an orange, and it was that feeling where if you swallow it, it's going to be trouble. And so I couldn't swallow it, and so I just spit it out. And so the rest of the time, what I would do is I ate a little bit of watermelon and then a couple of pretzels, and then I would also bite into the orange, suck the juice out for more fluid and more carbs, and then our fuel, and then I would drink Gatorade, and that's pretty much it. Gatorade and water, and that's what I utilized for the rest of the time that I raced. And they had all kinds of food. They had peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, they had quesadillas, they had bacon, pancakes, boiled potatoes, watermelon, oranges, bananas, potato chips, pretzels, M&M's, Starburst, Skittles, pickles, soups. They had all kinds of foods to fuel you, and it was just like I was there with. It's kind of like when you're out to sea and you have all this water, but because it's salt water, you can't drink any of it, and so you're dying of thirst. That's pretty much the way I felt, y'all. I was needed fuel. I knew that I needed fuel, but my stomach was so full I couldn't partake in anything. And so that was a little bit disheartening. But my first time doing the 50, first time doing that distance, first time really practicing with fuel for that number of miles. And oh, I also had some gels. At the goo gels, they were okay, but even still, with my stomach being full, I would put it in my mouth and I would just have to let it dissolve slower, much slower than what I normally would have had it dissolve before, just so that I could tolerate it and my stomach could hold a little more. So that was that, and I'm just so excited to have accomplished it. But I will post some pictures of that, and if you're on Instagram or Facebook, then you probably have already seen those pictures. But I'm just elated to know that I've even accomplished that run. What else was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there was something else I was gonna talk about. I can't remember. But anyway, y'all, I decided that I was going to try and kind of broaden my horizons. This week has been a week of kind of change, looking at different things, trying to get my trying to just step out of my comfort zone a little bit. And so my therapist was telling me, you gotta, let release. You gotta learn to release some things. And so definitely had a day where I just blubbered and released a lot. Released a lot. And so that made me feel a little better. And actually got to talk to Dion during that time. And it was wonderful to kind of get his perspective on things and him to hear my perspective on things, and about what's been going on with me and why I feel the way I feel. And he's just such a little soldier, and it was nice to hear him and him get some things off of his chest. And it just all kind of worked out pretty well. It worked out really well that day. I also tried to I was invited to a jazz concert by one of my friends, and I'm gonna tell you, I was not gonna go. The only reason I went is because they canceled the little boot camp that I normally go to. And I stayed in the car and waited and waited and waited until she got there, and my heart pounded and pounded and pounded. And then even when I got out of the car and went to sit on the lawn area, I still didn't, I wasn't as comfortable. I was so thankful that she invited me out, and I just let her know that I appreciated it, but I probably won't do that again. I stayed there probably about an hour and a half, and the only reason was because I felt a little trapped and like I couldn't move, and that I felt like she would feel bad if I left. And so I just kind of stayed it out, and I did enjoy the music, but the majority of the time I just kind of spent with my head down on the phone. And at one time, and I know she was joking, but she says, get off of Facebook, and I just kind of giggled a little bit. But I had to have that, something to do just to kind of keep my mind off of everything, because my stomach and my heart pounded the entire time. So that was a little setback. I will not be doing that again. I can't. Eventually I will do that, but that open and that much of a crowd, and that just it was not comfortable for me at all. Wasn't comfortable for me at all. So won't be doing that again. Not anytime soon. I also, one of my friends, she was talking about her the dating game, the websites and all that. So I decided that I would step out there and I would kind of look at that. So I did, and went on my first meet up today. I'm not gonna call it a date. It was just a meet up at Panera, and we had lunch, and just small little area. Just I had my back to the restaurant, which was perfectly fine with me. It was perfect seating arrangement because I couldn't see anybody but just this gentleman. And we ended up sparking interest because we're in the same fraternity, sorority, brotherhood. So I'm a Zeta and he's a Sigma. So we went to meet up and had an actual good time. I decided that the pictures I posted are not, they're not revealing or anything like that, but they reveal about me and my weight loss, kind of my journey, because I wanted to be up front and forward. Somebody had asked me on one of the videos if I had an issue as far as my skin and dating or intimacy. So I can't answer necessarily for the intimacy quite yet. And then, like I said, the dating, I don't want to call it dating. We met up today, and I decided I was going to wear a sleeveless shirt because I wanted to, I just want to be truthful about what I look like. Not just for me, but I'm proud of what the work that I've done, and I don't want anybody judging me. And if that's going to be an issue, then I want to know up front so that people can go on about their business. I mean, because like I said, I already have a heart issue as it is, as far as like my chest is concerned, and so I don't need any other issue. But it actually turned out rather well, and he didn't seem to mind at all. Even when I put my jacket on, I was kind of nervous. I ain't gonna lie about putting my jacket on because I knew my arms would hang. You know, when you had to put your jacket on, that skin hangs. And so Dion says it's getting smaller, and I think it is. It's still there, but it's definitely getting smaller than what it was. Let me see if I can do this side. Yeah, but it's definitely getting smaller. Let's see the muscles. So, but anyway, yeah, and he's turned out to be a rather nice gentleman, and I think as a friendship going forward that we definitely will have a good friendship. And then just, I don't know, but that's the focus right now. It's nothing serious or anything like that, just friendship. And that's why I said, you know, we just met up. It wasn't a date or anything like that. We just met up to talk to each other and just to kind of see what each other was about. So that was rather nice. I'm trying to think of anything else. I haven't done much else. That's really about it. I was supposed to say something else, but I forgot what it was. I think it was mostly about just the weight issue. So yeah, 145, y'all. That's like 7 pounds down from last week. So I'm working on getting it back up, and I will definitely have it back where it needs to be as I continue training and recovering from that race. But yeah, I did 50 miles. So anyway, I'm going to get off of here. I love y'all so much. Please keep praying for me. Y'all's prayers are working. Y'all, it's working, because I feel like, you know, I had that breakthrough when I was able to kind of break down, if that makes sense. And I'm slowly getting better. I'm slowly getting there. So y'all just keep praying for me. And I'm going to always keep continuing to pray for you. I love y'all. Peace out, babies. Mwah.